18 passengers are happy to be alive tonight after not one but both engines on the 43-foot monohull ferry they were traveling on failed miles away from their destination of Sandy Point, North Caicos. The engine failure happened around 1 p.m. yesterday on board a boat belonging to Caribbean Cruising of TCI Ferry Services, causing crew members to evacuate the vessel immediately and transport panicking passengers to the exclusive private island of Parrot Key. Today, Keith Miles, co-owner of the ferry service company, said the engine failure was due to mechanical problems.
It would appear the captain said the alarms on the engine started to go as he was passing Parrot Key, and it would appear that water had got into the fuel system somehow. Mechanics are working on the boat at the moment to ascertain how the water got into the fuel. But what happened is something which is extremely unusual, that one engine cut and then shortly afterwards so did the other. So the captain and the first mate attempted to secure the boat by anchor. But as yesterday was a very windy day with strong seas and strong wind, the boat was still drifting towards the shore.
No one was hurt, but the incident did leave a few frightful passengers.
The old folk were helped by putting them on the edge of a life raft so they didn't have to get their feet wet, and they were taken to the beach at Parrot Key, where I'm grateful that the Parrot Key staff assisted them in getting to the dock at Parrot Key and then transferred across to Sandy Point so that they arrived at their final destination. We carry a reserve boat all the time anyway, and this morning at 6 o'clock we cleaned it up and ready, and our first passengers went off at 6:30 this morning on schedule.
The vessel has since been brought back to Providenciales for inspection. Meanwhile, Miles tells News 4 he is still unsure as to what may have caused the water leak and failure of both engines.
We're still working on whether it was a fuel problem or whether water inundated the engines for some other reason. We have two spare engines which we carry at all times, which we keep in store, and they're being dropped onto the boat today so that it'll be operational. I suspect by Saturday morning the TCI ferry will be operating again. In the meantime, we'll be using the reserve boat.
Caribbean Cruising officials say their vessels are back to work as scheduled, and as for that 43-foot vessel in question, it is still being examined to determine the cause of yesterday's engine and mechanical failure. For WIV4 News, I'm Angie Toussaint.